Hey guys, Garland197 again, this time with yet another new loot video. Starting off with one I forgot to mention during my previous one, the Budai Kai Todo custom. I'm not a Giant Code Geass fan, but I did like the series and I really love the way these early nightmares look. This looks simply awesome for me. And it's also a great figure, really nice articulation, looks fantastic, great figure. Next up, I also bought a lot of stuff from HLJ's. I think it was the stocking stuffer sale where they were selling off a lot of stuff for either 50 yen, 100, 200 or 300 yen. And there was some pretty awesome stuff on there. The ones I bought from the 50 yens, these diorama cases. This is like a cityscape, mud with tank threads, grass with tank threads in it, and once again city, but a bit more brownish. The problem with these was I bought them hoping they would fit for the 1/400 scale Gundam collection figures. Unfortunately, these are literally like 2 millimeters too high, so they don't fit. Kind of saving grace for these was they do fit the 144 scale Type 61, the hover truck, and also the 288 scale Miguel attack. That means I'm still stuck with 5 of these. Next up, from the 300 yen, we have the YF19 and the YF21 from the Macross Plus series. These figures, well, they're not too bad, but I have to say, if I bought these for the original price, I would have been pretty disappointed because they actually feel more like cheap action figures than actually a real collectible. And I think these were more supposed to be collectibles because they do feel really fragile. They also feel hollow and cheap, to be honest. Also, fun fact, I bought the normal version, but this is actually the special markings version. The only difference is that these have like weathering effects on them. But that means either one of two things happened. Either they just made an honest mistake because the only difference in the box is that these guys have a sticker on it saying that these are the special versions, or the normal version simply sold out, was already sold out when I bought it, because stuff like that happens. It always takes like a few minutes for the actual thingy to update, so I might have bought it when it was already discontinued, and then they thought, nah, let's just give him the special markings version. He probably won't mind. And to be honest, I don't. Because for the price, these were pretty good. I mean, for 300 yen, you can't beat that. What I also got for 300 yen was HCM Pro Dynames. As you all probably know, I'm not the biggest 00 fan, but I really did like the way the original 4/5 Gundams looked. And the Dynames is one of my favorite ones from the series. Also, my Jagan really appreciates the new sniper rifle. And the final thing, no wait, not the final, one of the other things I got, not an action figure for 300 yen, but a weird gaming system thing. Don't ask me what the hell it is because I don't know it myself. I've tried to play it, but I can't understand it. Yeah. I was pretty shocked when I saw this. I mean, the only picture I saw on the website was this thing, and when I saw that it was like a keychain, I honestly thought it was going to be like 1/4 of the size. Something that would actually function as a keychain. And what I saw was like a penguin in armor. Something, I know, I'm explaining of this. I just saw this penguin. Didn't saw the rest, so what I thought was, it's something small that's maybe like Final Fantasy as a handheld. Yeah, but then I saw this and I was like, whoa. And this, oh dear God, that is a naked Englishman drinking tea. Don't ask me to know. Yeah. Oh yeah, to make matters worse, I have no idea how to play because I can't even get past the first fight. And I am aware that I'm supposed to slide in this card, but that didn't help either. Gotta say, the card actually looks pretty badass. noticed a piece of shit on here. On to some better things. Let's see what we have. Oh yeah, also for 100 yen, the Gundam puzzles. Well, it's a dominant gun cannon. I should point out, on HLJ it says that these come with a tube of glue to stick them together. They do not come with a tube of glue. They do, however, come with a pair of tweezers, in case you would want to build a puzzle with tweezers. Let's see what else I got. Oh yeah, also for 100 yen, Doc Getta. From the movie. Gotta say, I was kind of disappointed with this figure because for some reason they thought it was a good idea to include stickers for the eyes rather than just molding them in white like they did with the Captain Getta I have. Yeah, I'll probably do a little review on this guy, but even though the cape is pretty nice and it looks quite nice, well, it looks quite nice like this, I was a bit disappointed, unfortunately. Guess he wasn't on sale for nothing, unfortunately. But all my disappointment was immediately washed away when I opened this, or when I saw this for sale. The OG, that's honestly how you pronounce this. It's not AUG or AUG, but it's OG. Yeah, don't ask me why they spelled it like this. But yeah, this guy was 300 yen. Original retail price was 4,500 yen. That's quite a bargain. And I have to say, the model doesn't disappoint for that price. To be honest, for 4,500 yen, the model wouldn't have been as great. But for 300 yen, this model is undescribably good. And I already built it, of course. I gotta say, this was amazing for 300 yen. Fantastic. But of course, it does suffer from the expected flaws that you would get from a kit that is plated that shouldn't originally be plated. Take a guess. And that's about all I got from the stocking stuffer sale, but since I got the OG, oh yeah, one thing, this is the version from the final, well, it says final fight version or something like that, or final episode version, because he appears pretty early in the series, but he's quite different. He doesn't use this giant scythe, which is extremely badass, and his right shoulder is the same as the left shoulder, so this one is quite different actually. And since I bought the OG, I couldn't resist buying L-Gaim himself. And well, if you're buying this is pretty much everything you need for an L-Gaim. You have the L-Gaim itself, you have the spirit booster, and if I can turn it around, you also get, ooh, be careful there, you also get the space equipment he needs. I do have to warn you, this is the old version, and when you buy this, L-Gaim is molded entirely in white, so you're gonna have to paint the copper and the black, and the spirit booster is molded in blue and gray. So you'll have to paint the red here, and there's also white on the wings. So you see the white here, you'll have to paint that yourself. So it will require a little bit of painting, but I think the spirit booster might actually look better without the white and the red. And like that, it might actually be pretty useful for like Titan's mobile suits if you could hook up Gundam models with it. I'm really looking forward to this. Also, very interesting, you can see like these little thingies here to hold them, they're actually metal parts in it. Not sure if you can hear it, but they're metal, and that was pretty surprising for such an old kit. Then, oh yeah, another thing I got was the 1/6 scale flare pistol set. Comes with 2 pistols, 2 of these grenade attachments, 1 pocket to store either one of the guns in. Well, I guess only this one, because this one has an attachment on top, so it probably won't really go all that well in there. And you get a bag filled with, I guess these are flares or grenade things, whatever. You get a bag full of them, but only 3 of them can be removed. And these are perfect for either 1/6 scale action figures or 1/100 scale Gundam figures. Also, this attachment can be removed and attached to either one of them. And I almost forgot about this garland from Megazone 23, which I also got from the stocking stuffer sale for 100 yen. And man, I gotta say, this figure is cheap. I cannot believe this was originally 2,000 yen. I mean, it's flimsy, it's badly articulated, it falls apart with no real effort at all. So, man, yeah, for 100 yen, it's pretty nice thingy to have. But for 2,000 yen, that's a pretty bad ripoff. I mean, that makes these guys seem like perfect grades or something. I mean, paying 300 yen for these guys, well, if you're a big fan of the series, I can understand it. Paying 2,000 yen for this? No way. But let's make it all a little bit better with some video games. Mobile Suit Gundam SEED, Tomo Tokimi Tokoko. This is a visual novel for the Game Boy Advance. And I think this is probably the only Gundam game around that's a visual novel style game. Because the fighting system is also very interesting, especially considering it's a visual novel. But yeah, you're kind of like hovering around in your mobile suit, and instead of actually attacking with different kinds of buttons, you hit the R button to change your attack, or the L button. One is your booster and one changes the attack. Then you tap the buttons to try to lock onto an enemy mobile suit. And when you're locked on, you can tap the A button to do the attack you selected. And then it's kind of like with a strategy game, or like with a traditional RPG game, the attack happens as a separate animation, and then that decides whether you hit or not. So I guess it's kind of like in the spirit of a visual novel, but it's unique and interesting. The only real problem with this game is it's a visual novel, and that means it's like 15 to 20% fighting and 80 to 85% talking. So if you don't know any Japanese, you're just going to be tapping through a lot of text in order to get to those battles. So if you don't know Japanese, I do not recommend this game. But if you do know Japanese, there are some nice bonus scenes in here that didn't happen during the series. Oh yeah, this is a retelling of SEED all the way from the beginning to the end. And oh yeah, in one kind of alternate scene, you get to fight Ra Le Creuset as Murla Flaga in the gun barrel strike. That is awesome. But unfortunately, in order to unlock that, you have to play through the game first. And finally, I also got Medarot Kart Row Battle. I got this one for like $13.50. And a few days later, I saw this one, and this was on for bidding, started at $1, and I eventually got it for $2.50. So yeah, I decided why not get them both, because not only is the game it's a very interesting concept. I mean, how are you going to make Metabots / Medarot into a card game? And not only that, but you also got promotional cards. And I am a sucker for free stuff like this. But the most stunning of it all is the seller described these as B, and I think this one might have even been described as C, but yeah, try to find the scratches. These look brand new. Seriously. And if you're thinking about playing these or buying them or downloading a ROM of these, my big advice is do not be discouraged by the tutorial. The tutorial is horrible and it's boring, and you won't understand shit of what's going on. Honestly, I tried, well, I really had to struggle through the tutorial, constantly trying to tap things because I didn't know what the hell I was supposed to do. It took me like 45 minutes to get through it. I mean, the first 10 minutes I actually tried to read what they were telling me, but I eventually just gave up and clicked through the text as fast as I could. Like I said, 45 minutes, and that's amazingly boring. But when I actually got to fight, when I actually got to do a normal fight, it took me like 20 minutes, and I beat the guy. And I think it went pretty easy. So yeah, I gotta say, it's very interesting. If you like Metarots, try to pick it up if you can find it for cheap, or, well, download the ROM, I guess. Let's see, for sale and use in Japan only. Oh. Give me a second. There. That's totally legit, right? Welcome to Japan. Problem solved. Well, yeah, I guess that's about it. Also, here are the games themselves. As always, if you want to see a review of any of these, drop a message down below, but I'll probably, well, especially the OG, gonna do a review of that pretty soon. L-Gaim is going to be a review when I paint him, because, oh yeah, I don't think I really pointed that out. Yeah, I think I did say it. L-Gaim is molded entirely in white. So that guy's going to require a lot of painting to look good, so it might take a while. And I'll probably do a review of these Macross Plus guys as well, because I did really enjoy the series. Well, that's all for this new loot video, and see you at the next one.